Welcome to another day of coloring Enchanted Forest's castle, the castle's door, as I call this drawing. And today I'm going to work a little bit more on the door, and I will also start shading the lion's head above the door. Someone asked a question. That person saw that I had been adding colors to the door, and that was not in the video, and that is very possible because if I do my homework on this drawing, then I sometimes do things that I didn't mention in the videos. And this person was asking which colors are you using for the door, because it seems that there are reds added, and I will show you which colors I used. And for example, I used this Bordeaux red, the Bruinzeel color. This is a polychromos pencil, Caput Mortuum for violet. No idea how to pronounce it other than Latin. Caput Mortuum. There is this one, Pompeian red. Now, as you can see, I hope you can see that these are all colors that are not really very red. They all have something brownish in it. This one too, Venetian red, and this one, sanguine. So these colors I added to the door, and I will do that again so you can see how I do that. So let's start at the top of the door, and I'm going to start with this Pompeian red. Now, somewhere in the episodes I mentioned that eventually I think this door will be pretty dark. So if you do not want to spend that much time to drawing, then you can also choose to use much darker colors than I am using right now. But because I love this blending and layering and the effects of blending and layering so much, it is really such a joy for me to spend hours and hours of layering and shading. I really don't mind that it is taking so much time. That wasn't always so. I used to be very hasty with my artwork. And that resulted for me in not so good results. And it seems that the calmness came with the coloring books of Joanna Besford. It was that beautiful door in Secret Garden that I loved that drawing so much that I decided that it could take me my whole life to finish it, but I wouldn't rush it. And I would give it all my attention, and eventually that worked out. So I decided that this quiet and slow coloring and drawing works so much better for me and gives me so much more joy also, because it looks like the results the state of mind, something like that. It sounds a bit silly maybe, but okay, I'm now going to change. I'm going to this sanguine. I think sanguine means blood. Well, it's my blood has different color, but yes, I think a drawing can tell you something, or a painting or something else that is art can tell you something about the state of mind of the artist. I will now add a little bit more here. I think a great example of state of mind in paintings is in the paintings of Van Gogh. I've seen them, some of them in the museum. And you can always also find it in music. For example, Beethoven. In many pieces of Beethoven, when I listen to that, I always think, man, it sounds like that man was well, let's say he had a strong personality with strong emotions, I think. So that is the beauty of art, I think, that you can... If you take a close look, it will tell you something about the artist. Anyway, when I was rushing my artwork, it really wasn't that much fun. Okay, I'm going to change again. I'm going to this one, Caput Mortuum, violets. No, I wasn't enjoying art when I rushed it, so I'm so thankful that these coloring books made me discover the joy of slow coloring and slow drawing, because my other artwork is slowing down as well, and it is so much more joyful. But I don't think this slow coloring and slow art suits everybody. So I can imagine that there are some of you speeding up the process a bit. That's okay, I think. If that gives you more joy, then do that. Okay, as you can see, these reds are popping out pretty strongly, so I need to do some work to make that blend in again. But well, that will work out. We are having glorious days. In the Netherlands, it is 25 degrees Celsius, and I have to say that this type of weather is my absolute favorite weather. There are blue skies, sunshine. It is glorious. So now I will continue to color this door as homework, and now I'm going to do something about this lion's head. I am starting with this Payne's Gray, and this is my favorite color for shading. Now the light comes from this direction, and I am now first going to add some basic shadows in. So if the sun comes from this direction, then it means that over here there will be shadow. And really this shading I'm doing right now is just to get a feeling of how to shape this lion's head and make it look three-dimensional. Now the nose of this lion it sticks out of the head, I think. I don't know that for sure because we only have a two-dimensional drawing, so you can do whatever you want with it. But in my fantasy, in my idea, this nose sticks out, and that means that this nose will cast a shadow too. So I think there will be some sort of shadow over here. I'm very careful about this because this constructing shadows can be tricky. So let's take a look at this lion, and I think there must be another color in this lion. I first thought I would make it look the same as the stones, but I think this must have a different color. And let's see, it feels to me that must look a little bit sandy, like a sandstone. This is raw umber. I'm going to give it a very light touch to see what happens. And now I'm going to add a little bit more yellow-brown from the Bruinzeel series, just to give it You often see these sorts of ornaments on old buildings, and I was always wondering what they are doing there. You can also see strange heads on churches, cathedrals, and I once heard that these, I believe For churches they call them gargoyles, and they are, I heard that they are meant to keep the bad spirits away. I don't know if that story is true, but sometimes I find them so ugly that I think they will keep the good spirits away as well. I once went on a tour with my father, and we had a tour through the attics of the Dordrecht Cathedral. We live very close to the city of Dordrecht. That is, I believe it is the oldest city of the province called Zuid-Holland, South Holland. And there's a huge cathedral over there, and we had an excursion to the attic, the tower. It's a huge tower, and also you can walk on the rooftops in some areas. So we did, and that was pretty interesting. And they have all sorts of ornaments on top of the church as well. Okay, now the color seems a bit strange, but I think this may work out in the end, so I will leave that yellow there. Now let's experiment with a little bit of cold gray to tone it down a little bit. It's something I do often. Adding color, toning it down again, adding color, toning it down, until I think I have the right tone. Okay, let's take a step back now. The fact that I added these yellow colors to this lion's head immediately indicates that I need to do something about the stones as well. And that is going to be a very interesting process, because I thought that I would leave these stones, I thought I wouldn't add much warmer tones to them, but now that this lion's head is there, I think it definitely needs a warmer tone. So, but that will be something for the next episode. So this is the drawing so far. And, well, I will continue coloring, and then I will get back to you next week with this drawing. On Mondays I do this Enchanted Forest door, and on Wednesdays and Fridays there are other videos. So, bye bye.